Well, it was a long day for Texas lawmakers looking into the deadly July 4th flooding in the Texas Hill Country. The joint Texas Senate and House Committee on Disaster Preparedness and Flooding hearing lasted more than 13 hours, ending just before 11 last night. Sophia Ridley was at the meeting all day. That's where she listened to a panel of local leaders and experts, along with public testimony.
The initial chaos of the mass casualty flooding here in Kerr County has begun to quiet. But at yesterday's hearing, people's voices began to rise as they shared their stories and tried to find answers from state lawmakers, including both of the Brazos Valley state senators.
My name is Richard Stuckowitz. Nancy is not only my daughter, she's also my hero.
Richard, his wife, and his daughter were at a family home along the Guadalupe River on July 4th.
It's the first house downstream from Camp Mystic, where my wife's family has had property since the 1930s.
Awoken by the storm, Richard says they didn't have enough time to escape the water.
And what foot above the flood?
41 feet. And then we have the trees, and the water's up here on me.
Richard and his family watched from branches as the water swallowed the world around them.
We scaled cedar trees, and we hung on those cedar trees for 2 hours. Our cars flowed away, and anyway, after 2 hours, we came out of the trees, and we were lucky to survive.
As help poured into Kerr County, Richard, class of 1980, says he couldn't help but notice a familiar sea of maroon among many volunteers.
Aggies never disappoint on giving back to the community. You know, we talk about selfless service at A&M. That's one of the things we talk about all the time. Well, we saw it here.
Richard and his daughter both testified, hoping their stories inspire lawmakers to take action sooner rather than later.
We have a number of counties in Texas that are covered by what we call flash flood alley. We are going to make changes with warning systems, river gauges, but also some of how we warn, how we educate the public.
Warning the public, an issue raised by many.
I think there's a lot of anger about Kerr County leadership, lack of preparation, lack of investment. A lack of immediate response, lack of, I don't know, I'd say lack of caring, and maybe that's harsh, but you got to lead. And so I think a lot of people are upset with the lack of leadership.
Now, yesterday, Senator Colcourse said that Richard's testimony in regards to the timing of the alerts he received about the floods has been incredibly important in narrowing down the timeline in which Camp Mystic had to evacuate. Reporting in Kerrville, Sophia Ridley, KBTX News.
And we caught up with Senator Colcourse after the hearing. She spoke with us about some of the key takeaways from the hearing.
In looking at how we can do better with our predictability. And that is one of the things that I think was very lacking in this disaster. How then, if you have that warning system, how does that reach the people that might be camping, the campers along the river, or residents along the river?
Senator Colcourse said she does not expect to implement all the needed improvements during this special session, but she thinks lawmakers can get the ball rolling on new legislation before the next one.